Aw, Fry was so cute. Fry is tuckered out and tired, and honestly, this is about the time that he totally zoomies out, so he had a traumatic day. He had to meet another dog as we tried to take a walk. As a mean, terrible, horrible mom, I made him, try to meet another dog. Now he hid between my legs under my skirt like a a, a real brave dog. He might have German Shepherd in him, but he is the bravest dog ever. Excuse me. So, welcome Eris and Murph's Turf and This Way Up and Ghostery. Thank you all for joining me. I know it is Monday and it is the 9th, and you know, it is another day. I have the obligatory couple of these stories, but for the most part, I've tried to stay away from this particular topic because, like I said, I am a redhead wearing a weird flannel shirt, and I have not studied all of the history about this, so I am not going to opine. I am not a Hollywood actor or adult pretender, so I really can't give you any wisdom about this. I'll save that for my betters like Mark Hamill and Jamie Lee Curtis and what's that one prawn star's name? Mia Kafisa or whatever her name is. This one. So I'll let them explain it better to you. I'm just a weird chick with red hair that reads newspaper articles on the internet. So I'll let adult pretenders tell you what to think. I'll just read my obligatory article because it is newsy news, and then we'll get over that and get back to real newsy news. Israel war live updates. Israeli forces battering Gaza, ramping up airstrikes overnight to take out Hamas. I'm not going to read the last one because, look, I'm just giving you the newsy news. At least 9 Americans have been killed and others remain missing after Hamas launched its surprise attack, which again I question. But oh yeah, that's her name. I just know that she's not allowed to go into the Middle East because she wore, a hijab while, in smexy movies, and that is not haram, but, definitely you should get your opinions from her and our Hollywood betters. Hi, Kim. Israel is striking back against Hamas in the Gaza Strip after the terrorist group launched the worst attack on the Jewish nation in 50 years. In the early morning hours on October 7th, an estimated 700 Israelis have been killed and more than 2,000 are wounded, and 100 are confirmed to have been taken captive by Hamas since the war began Saturday. I mean, there's a lot of information, guys. If you guys want to, geek out about this, obviously, I'm not the channel. There are channels that have actual historians and people that know about this stuff. Like I said, I know entry level stuff about these things. I know none of this is good. I know we're in the fog of war. So, n- you're going to hear all the things and see all the terrible, ghastly things coming out on your TV. I know that politicians are going to, as always, wave the dead bodies around and try to use it to, gin up support for whatever they want. And, then other people are going to use it for whatever else they want to use it for. So all I can say is that you should give your loved ones a hug, pray if you pray. Send positive vibes out if you send positive vibes out, and, just do a couple positive things today and tomorrow to make our little corner of the world, wherever you live, a little bit better. That's all we can do right now. We can't go over there and do anything right now, but we can make our own little part of the world just a little bit better. Hello, rabbit. I mean, I and maybe educate ourselves a little bit more so we know a little bit about it. But as I said, I'm sort of the opinion that it's the Jon Stewart Mesopotamia was uh, it's been 3,000 years, and it has never rained peacefully. I'm just saying I don't think it's gonna start in the next 10 years, but let's go on to other crazy cray. Because look, we're not gonna solve the other one in a couple days, okay? Not this redhead, not without a lot of booze. Ohio social worker 24 accused of having smexy time with a 13-year-old client, reports say. What is up with these young ladies? Do I need to start marketing my own when mama bears go feral sort of warning conferences for these young teacher slash social workers to explain what will happen should, say, the youngest, most feral come home at 13 and had a Mary Kay Letourneau issue? Because I swear to goodness, if I get my hand to the Lord himself, if I get all of these children out of high school and the youngest, most feral turns 13, done spraying himself with all that Axe body spray so he smells like freaking body odor and Axe body spray, and he ends up getting a Mary Kay Letourneau pregnant with twins. Uh, y'all, I may just have a nervous breakdown on the YouTubes. Like, just I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore. I'm just gonna have people just shouting out gonna start a revolution. It's gonna be ugly. It'll be ugly, it'll be just I will be reduced to some cursing words, I really will. What but honest to God, do I need to have, like, come to Jesus, like, conferences around America of what will happen if a crazy, unglued redhead mother of 6 children gets all of her girl children, 2 of her boy children through high school, and her youngest, most feral comes home, and his teacher's done having triplets because she's in love with a 13-year-old. Can we explain the kind of terror that I mean, not terror, but the kind of crazy that will be unleashed on this fragile little blonde-headed person, allegedly in Minecraft, Tetris, and Solitaire, okay? Do we need to have a warning? Because I feel like these this little 90-pound girl does not understand the mama bear that they are poking, but quite figuratively and literally when they're doing this. And I mean, I'm not pulling out the board of truth, but seriously, do I need to start marketing these conferences? Because I have a feeling I mean, I'm sensing a market opportunity, and I do have my for-profit Mo's House charity. Okay, let's continue with the story because I'm just saying, the more I see these stories, the more I think that I need to go to every single daggone high school, middle school, and apparently elementary school now and have a conference. True, but I am willing to be a surrogate mother. I'm just saying. These teachers are about to drive me nuts. True. Very true. A 24-year-old social worker in Ohio is accused of having assaulted a 13-year-old boy. See, I also don't like this because you know darn well if it was the other way around, if it was a girl, it would have been assaulted or raped a 13-year-old. You just know it. I'm sorry, but the way we look at the difference between, again, male predator and this one just had smexy time. No, no. No, no. With a 13-year-old boy, she was assigned to counsel, according to local reports. Police say Peyton Shires was arrested Friday, which records show was her birthday, without incident after admitting to the assault during a three-way call between Shires, the boy's mother, and police, the Columbus Dispatch reported. Shires was previously employed by the National Youth Advocate Program, NYAP, which provides counseling, social work, and advocacy for families involved in the foster care system, the report said. It is unclear when Shires stopped working for the organization. Yeah, again, assault. This is ag it's things like this that really burn my biscuits, okay? And I didn't really notice it again until I had boys. But look at the different framing they use. Sexual relationship. No, that was assault. That was grape. He didn't consent to anything. And if this had been a male teacher and it had been a girl, it would have been assaulted, graped. It wouldn't be sexual relationship, and y'all know it, and that just burns my biscuits. I'm telling you, it's because I know everyone likes to joke, "Ha ha ha ha, ha, where were these teachers?" Mr. Mo says it all the time, and I'm like, "Gonna have a moment with you." But these boys have had their boundaries, their you know, all of their boundaries, they've been groomed, they've had every single thing that would happen to a girl happen to them, but we expect them to be celebrated and, things like that. They're not given the same victim status as girls, and that really pisses me off. And again, it wouldn't have, and if she was unattractive. True. But I will get off my soapbox. I'm just saying, it does tick me off a whole lot. We will be doing this one in the morning because I just couldn't do 2 of these teachers and the same thing. I would have started drinking, and look, we don't need a we don't need a drunk Mo already at the beginning of the week. I think Friday's what, a solar eclipse or something? We'll wait for Friday. It'll be a solar eclipse and Friday the 13th. Let's see here. The boy's mother called police September 27th after finding suspicious text messages on the 13-year-old cell phone from Shires, the newspaper reported, citing court documents. Police found a video on the phone of the teen and Shires engaged in a assault, according to the court records. The teen reportedly told detectives he had had relations with Shires multiple times in September at different locations in Columbus. She was charged with unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, the WSYX TV reported. She was being held on $500,000 bond. Online records show that her next court date is October 16th. Shires had her social worker's license issued in June. Chippity Christmas. I mean, you couldn't even stay clean for like a whole daggone year, ma'am. NYAP told the station in a statement that it is cooperating with the police investigation. Quote, protecting children is everyone's responsibility. The National Youth Advocate Program is saddened by the situation involving one of our former employees and a young person served by our organization. The statement said, this is called covering your ass. NYAP has reported the situation to Franklin County Child Services and is collaborating with them and the Columbus Police Department on this case. So, yeah, this woman is gross and this whole situation is gross. And I don't like the double standard. We will be doing the other story of a woman who believes she's pregnant with her student's child In the morning, because I just couldn't take 2 Mary Kay Letourneaus in one Newsy News. It woulda done me in. Mm. In other news, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. ends his Democratic presidential bid and launches an independent campaign. Now, I'm gonna get my tinfoil hat on for this one. Where did the tinfoil hat go? Like everything in my house, my children have moved it somewhere because it had shiny bits on it, and Griffin has light fingers. Of course he did. Let's see. The scion of the Democrats' first family said he intends to, quote, spoil the election for Joe Biden and Donald Trump with a populist assault on the two-party system. Uh, I'm just sitting back here seeing if the CIA is going to go for a hat trick. I'm a terrible person. I'm going straight to purgatory. That's why I needed my tinfoil hat. But I'm just saying, Sirhan shot his dad with a gun that only had, room for 7 pew-pews, and his dad was hit with 17 bullets, so Robert F. Kennedy Jr. declared, quote, his independence from the Democratic Party Monday in Philadelphia, ending his campaign for the Democratic presidential nomination and launching an independent bid that he said aims to heal the political divide, which he portrayed as a fiction of a corrupt establishment. Quote, I intend to wrest the reins of power from both parties and give it to the American people, he said, comparing Republicans and Democrats to teenagers fighting over the steering wheel of an out of control car, but both following a GPS program by lobbyists. Well, I mean, he's not super wrong. Quote, this hatred we have for each other is orchestrated, Kennedy continued, while switching to a medieval metaphor. Quote, my job is to unify Americans. Then we're all going over the castle walls together. Kennedy has struggled to gain traction in the Democratic primary, even with voters expressing a desire that someone younger take the party banner from President Joe Biden. His views on issues like vaccine and abortion have left him outside the Democratic mainstream. A crowd of about 1,000 turned out on a sunny fall day to hear Kennedy speak in front of Independence Hall, where the Declaration of Independence was signed. Some wore suits and ties, while others homemade Kennedy t-shirts, hats, and buttons, and at least one a custom-made cape. I must see the cape. One side read, "I want Camelot," a reference to the mythologized, Kennedy dynasty. One side should read, "Did your dad did both of them bang Marilyn at the same time?" I'm a terrible person. Look, I claim So anyways, he's running as an independent. Uh, you know, it is what it is. There you go. It's news. It's part of Newsy News. Uh, apparently, I only put this in because I knew David was going to be doing the Whitmer kidnapping, but apparently, Governor Whitmer lied about something. As I said, I don't read these articles prior to, but let's see what she lied about. Former advisor to U.S. ambassador to Israel calls on Whitmer to resign after, quote, fraudulent response to attacks. Now, again, it's not my normal sourcing, but I just saw Governor Whitmer's name in it and I thought, David's streaming Whitmer. This will be so funny. A former Trump era advisor to the U.S. ambassador to Israel is calling on Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer to resign after she, quote, embarrassed herself while responding to the terror attacks on Israel. In an early morning post on social media on Sunday, Aryeh Lightstone, who served as senior advisor to former U.S. ambassador to Israel David Friedman from 2017 to 2021, took aim at Whitmer for her comments following The Iranian backed Hamas terror attacks on Israel. Quote, I have been in touch with communities impacted by what is happening in the region. It is abhorrent, and my heart is with all those impacted. We need peace in this region. Whitmer wrote on X with no mention of Israel. Quote, I hosted you for Thanksgiving in Israel just a few years ago. I'm embarrassed for you and by you and disappointed that I opened my house and my home and my family to you, Lightstone responded to Whitmer. Oh, well, that that escalated quickly. Hello, Kaiser. And hello, I think I said hello to Kim and Melissa and Eris. Yeah, this is mainly just a Whitmer, uh, because David's streaming Whitmer. Elaborating on his comment, Lightstone, who is in Israel witnessing the conflict as it unfolds, told Fox News Digital he was shocked by the fraudulent nature of Whitmer's response. Quote, the job of a leader is to know the difference between right and wrong. The job of a politician is apparently to say nothing, and she demonstrated she's a politician, he said. Quote, she watched this happen in real time. And to watch women and children, okay, so we know what's happening in Israel. Thank you, Eris. And thank you guys all for your support. I don't say it enough, but I truly, truly appreciate it. This is really has been a dream of mine for years. And I really have to thank Gigi and all of you for giving me the courage to do this. So thank you guys so much. Just really don't say that enough. Uh, Lightstone said he hosted Whitmer, and her husband and 25 other Michigan residents at his home in Israel for Thanksgiving meal in 2019, when the governor had the opportunity to witness firsthand the ongoing conflict taking place in the country. Quote, she was in Israel. She saw what happened. She went to the border. She saw the people, he said. Quote, I'm Republican. But she wanted a place for Thanksgiving, and every American should have a place to go for Thanksgiving. So I welcomed her into my home, and I invited 25 Michiganders at my expense to host them. Lighthouse said he and the governor spoke about the U.S. Israeli relationships and to strengthen it. Following the pushback she received from the tweet, Griffin out, please. Whitmer made another post on Saturday in which she included Israel's name. Well, there you go. Well, at least she remembered where it was. I mean, it was a Saturday. Quote, the images that continue to come out of Israel on the anniversary of Yom Kippur War are devastating. The loss. Okay, so now she remembered where it was. That's very good. The governor said in her follow up post on X, there is no justification for violence against Israel. My support is steadfast. Asked about Whitmer's follow-up tweet, Lightstone said he believes she only shared it because she was embarrassed for herself. There's only two sides of this. There's a right and a wrong side. She chose the wrong side. He said, I don't think she's a bad person. I just think she's a politician. I mean, no comment. So, Gretchen Whitmer is guilty of being a politician. I'm shocked. I know you're all shocked. Canada. What in the actual heck, Canada? Breaking hockey, Canada instructs players under 18 to wear bottom layer in locker room or change in bathroom stalls for gender inclusion. I don't know how I feel about this one, but I've never done hockey and I don't know how much changing is involved. So I'm just going to read the article. Hockey Canada has adjusted policy for its minor league, which states that players under the age of 18 are no longer allowed to shower or get dressed in locker rooms due to new gender inclusive guidelines. The policy demands that all minor league hockey players wear a base layer when coming into the arena, a policy decision that was made to promote the inclusion of trans identified players and to respect the privacy of boys and girls who might not choose to use their non-respective locker rooms. Hockey Canada spokesperson Esther Mediza said in a statement to CBC News, quote, "All participants have the right to utilize the dressing room or appropriate and equivalent dressing room environment based on their gender identity, religious beliefs, body image concerns, or reasons for the love of all that is holy." I'm not trying to stereotype here. Okay, I am trying to stereotype here, but I would assume that hockey would be somewhat immune to this. I mean, isn't hockey basically just rugby on ice? Kinda like beating the hell out of each other with sticks, well, with clubs and fists. It's basically football hooligans with a puck. I mean, do we need to get this in depth with football hooligans on ice? Am I mean, am I could be again, this could be a horribly, horribly stereotyped idea that just Midwestern non-hockey enthusiast Mo has in her, just Mighty Ducks kind of the Mighty Ducks is the only thing I know about hockey, and I'm sure that was not, an authentic, hockey experience. Well, that and Happy Gilmore. I'm, again, sure that both of those movies were, not the most authentic hockey ideas. I could be wrong. Y Yeah, okay. Craig Robinson, president of the Halifax Hawks minor hockey, defended the policy update and said coaches can't always visually identify and automatically know what gender someone identifies with, so this allows everyone to fit into that dressing room. This isn't about gender, it's about everyone being comfortable, Robinson added. The minor hockey coach outlined the new changes to players last week, which resulted in pushback from parents who cited concerns about potential hygiene issues related to having to wear sweaty gear and undergarments after practice. Robinson acknowledged their concerns but said that it's a relatively small price to pay to ensure everyone feels included. Yeah. Moms, don't worry about those yeast infection and that jock itch. Everyone feels included. Don't worry if little Johnny starts to burn. Everyone feels included. I The entire country of Canada is gonna be out of mass and gill, and we're not supposed to be worried about this? "It really doesn't take very long to jump into the washroom stall and do a quick change to get your base layer underneath," Robinson told CBC. Also, they're pretty thin pieces of clothing and can quite often fit under a jacket or shirt anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll read it. I'm just not gonna put it up there. LOL. Look, they need to get back to clapping for, people that wore Hugo Boss, around the time a struggling Austrian painter was in charge. Oops. I mean, history is hard. Aaron Gunn, who's running for conservative MP or I guess Democrat in Canada speak, in North Island slammed Hockey Canada on X, calling the decision completely insane. This is completely insane. Kids up to the age of 18 are now not allowed to get changed in hockey dressing room or shower rink because the coaches may not automatically know what gender someone identifies with. Oh, aha. Hey, Snivels 44. Yeah, this seems to be fixing a problem that wasn't. Yeah, this seems to be making a bigger problem for the larger majority of children, but who knows? In happy news, a Chicago marathoner stopped running to save a kitten. And really, I would start running to save a kitten, but I would stop right after. I mean, she stopped to save one. A Boston woman running in the Bank of America Chicago Marathon stopped to rescue a kitten at mile 21, even ended up finding the feline a new home along the route. Sarah Bonin said she was nearing a personal marathon record when she spotted the cowering kitten about 5 miles from the finish line. Quote, it had to be all of 1 pound, she told CBS Chicago. Fur was matted and something clicked. And I was like, this is more important. I remember in the back of my mind being like, that your personal record is going out the window. You aren't going to make it. And it was just an instinct. It was a human instinct. Bowen said she carried the kitten for about a mile alongside fellow runner Gia. I am not saying that name for obvious reasons, y'all. You can't fool me, UPI odd news. That's a trap. That is an Admiral Akbar. It's a tarp. Okay. That last name is a no-go. Until they encountered some spectators who were excited to give the kitten a new home. She finished the race with a time of 3 hours, 31 minutes, and 13 seconds. Oh, heck no. No, no. A time bonus said she was happy with, even though it wasn't a personal record. Uh, Bowen has 2 cats of her own and was appropriately running for Team Paws Chicago, which raises funds for no-kill shelters, Paws Chicago. So, there you go. See? And I run for no man, woman, child, kitten, or other things, but you know what? I would run to save a kitten, and then I'd promptly stop running. But some people run for fun. I don't know why, but they do. We call those people weirdos. No, I'm just kidding. We do have this one family, so I call them our our gazelle family in the neighborhood, and, they all do, cross country and everything, and they just run like a beautiful pack of wild gazelles. They're so graceful, and they've got this long stride. Everyone except for the husband who goes by on honest to God, they look like roller skis. And he is decked out in the full, like, "Mom doesn't trust me" helmet, elbow guard, knee guard, like, kit and caboodle that you used to have to do when you first started rollerblading in the early '90s, and it is the most hilarious thing you've ever seen because you have, like, redheaded gazelle 1, redheaded gazelle 2, I think they have 4 kids, so all the little gazelles, and then the mom, and and the dad, who is just, rolling right along with his roller skis for some reason. He's out there doing some movement better than me. I don't have roller skis. I don't know where he got them. I didn't even know they were a thing, but hey, he's out there doing movement and I was not. I was too busy laughing my tits off because it looked hilarious. But I'm a horrible person, like we've already established. But he was out there moving, was just all of the protective stuff. It it was just you had to be there. It was just a little bit awkward looking. Up to 4 dozen cows invaded a Wisconsin neighborhood. I don't know if this is the most Wisconsin story I've ever heard, but I believe it's up there. All they needed is, like, and ate all the cheese curds. I know, it's so hilarious, and the middle daughter does cross country too, so I'm like, "Hey, run with them, they're good runners. They're good runners, you run with them." October 9th, residents of a Wisconsin neighborhood were treated to an unusual sight when a herd of up to 4 dozen cows came wandering through their cul-de-sac. Sup sup, ghostery. Brian McCary of Port Washington captured video as cows wandered past homes in Rolling Hills Estate subdivision while astonished neighbors watched. No, what Mo would be doing is hiding one of them MFers in her garage because beef is effing expensive right now. They'd be like, "Ma'am, have you seen we've lost one of our cows. Have you seen one?" It's like calling up the butcher, "I have a full cow I need to process." "Where'd you get it?" "My name is Rusty Shackelford, and I have an entire cow I need to process." Y'all, I look, big family, I'm telling you, a cow wanders by my house, and I see 4 dozen others. 2 of them are staying in my garage. Right, Fry? We're keeping 2 of them. And then when the cops come by and they're like, "What's going on? Why do we hear mooing in your house? Did you just assume my species?" Not the face, and not the medical bracelet. Look, between you and Thor, these medical bracelets do not last. Neighbor Mick Mayer said the spectacle left him in disbelief. "We were in our backyards when the cows came stampeding down the hill. They were moving because there's a pretty vertical drop here, and it was like the bulls in Pamplona or something like that." Okay, okay, sir, simmer down. I know it's Wisconsin and we didn't see anything like this. Look, I know it's Wisconsin and it's not state fair time, but come on, sir. The bulls in Pamplona, I'm gonna need you to chill just a little bit. Resident Chuck Curran said he lost count at 20 cows wandering through his garden. "I'm going to buy additional bags of topsoil and fill in where they have like 4-inch deep hoof prints through both our left and right flower beds." Again, I'm surprised no one tried to steal a cow. Telling you. Well, yeah, look, I'm not saying I'd get away with it, but I'm surprised no one was tempted. I'm just saying. As someone who spends half of her life in Walmart and doing groceries and planning meals out and seeing prices rise this year, I can tell you I'd definitely be tempted to be like, "Look, we can either sue you for letting these cows mess up my yard, or I can take a cow off your hands." You know, you don't want, like, bad press and stuff. I'm a semi-famous YouTuber, ask Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone will tell you I am part of a cabal of very famous YouTubers that works against justice and stuff. Very, very famous. Uh, Danielle Santos, who attempted to help wrangle bovines, estimated there were up to 4 dozen cows total. "We would get the cows going one way, and all of a sudden, they'd be like, 'Oh, whatever, we wanna go the other way.' A third guy, jumped in to help, and by the time he helped, we were able to keep them in front here and herd them all the way down the street." The cows turned out to have escaped from a farm about half a mile away. Their owner said the cattle managed to escape when someone left the barn door open. He said all the cows were returned safely. Yeah, really. I mean, she's had her lawyer for about a month. I mean, and her lawyer hasn't turned himself in for an involuntary hold, I guess, so oh, no. If I knew anything about engines, I would offer you help, but I will just offer you moral support and good vibes. Hopefully, uh, you can fix the problem. Sir, bitey time is not good. You can have your rope. My fingers are not food. Yeah, that's kinda my thing. Again, Kaiser, I have offered to have, what happens when mama bears go crazy kind of conferences where I just explain how crazy a redhead, even a fake one, can get when they get all of their entire, safe let's have a hypothetical situation where, you have 6 kids and you get, 5 of them through high school without having any, children in high school, but your youngest, most feral one, you know, knocks up a middle school teacher like Mary Kay Letourneau. The amount of crazy that would be unleashed, say, with, like, a fake redhead teacher or redhead, you know, mother. I mean, I feel like if I did maybe a little bit of a demonstrative and maybe a dramatic talk to all of these young teachers, I feel like we'd have less of these things because I feel like if these teachers understood the crazy that would be coming towards them if they messed with these boys, it would it would stop them, or at least it would make them pause because no one really wants a Mo think it over. I mean, a crazy Mo think it over, like one of those baby think it overs. We just that's yeah, that's what my conference would be. The Mo think it over. Because you don't want, uh, a Mo think it over. "Sir, I am trying to do the Newsy News. Could we not have demon time right now?" He's like, "No, you can both play with my pull string and do this." So hot sheriff apparently swapped incest videos on secret Twitter account because gross. Because everyone is gross, apparently. "Sir, no, we are not biting." Oh, could we imagine my TED Talk when moms snap, warning to teachers? You wanna go Alright, so a TikTok famous small town police chief traded gross videos via a secret Twitter account discovered during a search of his home office, according to a newly unsealed federal complaint viewed by Daily Beast. Joel Justice Wamchill, 38, goes by ITC Bad Dad. Oh god. Or ICT Bad Dad on social media platform known as X with a profile picture of Chibbity Christmas. Pedo Bear, which the complaint describes as a cartoon utilized by individuals engaged in that particular community. Quote, or Hello Kids read the banner on top of the now defunct account's profile page. He described himself as a 30-year-old male looking for that special girl that was raised right and wants to continue the tradition. All right. Well, I'm okay not finishing this article, but I'm okay. Snake Island. How X Elon? Why the hell? Why the hell is this allowed on here? I am confused. How is this profile picture on there, but someone who maybe said something about, I don't know, mean tweets, can't be on the thing. I am not gonna read the rest of this. This makes me physically ill. Uh, the only chill I have about this is that these are federal charges, and the feds have a 90% conviction rate. Oh, he was a US combat medic. Isn't that special? And he's a certified nonviolence crisis prevention instructor. Well, he can just tell that to NAMBLA. Go that Sir, I understand. All right. Stop biting, sir. Well, oh no, let me see. He entered law enforcement because of a I do I need to get the holy water spray bottle? I know you did not just Oh, we are in full on demon mode. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go because someone obviously needs a walk because we are in full on demon mode. We are ready to party hardy. And he's like, "What? We're not we are not ready to go to bed at all." We're like, "We are awake. I am awake. So we need to work out some energy. So I will see you all tomorrow morning for mornings with Mo. And then we have another day of catch up on the boy in the box. So yes, definitely. Okay, Fry. Yes, bye guys. Bye. Yes. Stop biting, you ding dong.